Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am very excited to talk about today's topic, which is how to maximize your wardrobe without buying more stuff. I think we can all agree we're at a point where we need more ideas. We need more ideas of how to do things with our existing wardrobe in order to make more outfits and really wear the hell out of our clothes. So I'm really excited today because I'm going to share with you a couple of things that have really helped me and I really think will help you as well get the most out of your existing wardrobe. So I have my planner here, I have my notes, and I'm gonna walk you through. I'm gonna show you examples as we go along. And for a little bit of context, I am 20 days away from finishing my year-long no-buy. So I'm very excited to be talking about that over on my Substack as well, Harry Styles by Harriet Hadfield. And with that in mind, I think that kind of brings me to my first point. One of the things that has helped me really maximize my current wardrobe is thinking about how to style my clothes versus just how to wear them. So for example, I'm going to use the example of a shirt. You might see a cutaway of me doing this in real time. I can take a shirt and just put a shirt on, but if I style it, if I experiment with how I tuck things, if I experiment with how I roll the sleeves, I can completely change the vibe of the shirt. So that same shirt can double up for a piece for the office, it can be worn in a corporate environment, but it can also become something I really enjoy wearing at the weekend or for drinks with friends. Now I call these micro tweaks, and that is kind of my first point in case. Styling your clothes can be as simple as just using micro tweaks. So whether that's a tuck, a fold, how you ruche a sleeve, just thinking about how you work with the items in your wardrobe to totally change how they feel. So get something in your wardrobe this week that you have worn to death, you know you feel good in, and see if you can tuck it in a different way. Can you change the sleeves, how you fold or roll the sleeves up? Do something that changes the way that item feels so you can get much more wear out of it. So the next point I think is really important and has been super helpful for me is making sure I can see all my clothes. Now, obviously, when it comes to if you live somewhere that has seasons, you may need to put certain pieces away season to season in order to maximize space. But when it comes to being able to use the pieces you have, are they displayed? Are they stored in a way that works for you? I have a video as well of my $150 DIY closet, which is behind me, which I'll link somewhere in an iCard. But I know when I was doing my no-buy, one of the biggest things that helped me was being able to see everything that I own that's in my wardrobe and being able to organize things in a way that I could easily access stuff in order to put new outfits together. So again, a lot of the time we tell ourselves, I don't have enough stuff, I need to buy more things, but how often do we forget what we already own? Even things like going back to see my parents over Christmas, I found watches that I had from being at school that were really inexpensive, but I was like, wait, that's a really fun piece for me to use with my styling. Ultimately, if you can't see the pieces you own, you're not going to wear them. So do whatever works for you in the space that you have, in the environment you have, that gives you the potential to maximize how you can see the pieces you own in order to get the most use out of them. So the next thing that I really recommend doing in order to maximize your wardrobe without having to buy any new clothes is have what I call a wardrobe play date. Now this is something I have done for the longest time before I even gave it a name, and that is quite simply playing in my wardrobe. So think back to when you were a kid and you'd play dress up and it would just be fun, there'd be no rules, there'd be no rhyme or reason. This is the same thing. So whether you're trying to come up with an outfit for an event, maybe you're trying to plan out looks for the week coming up, maybe you just want to bank some ideas in a digital app or photos on your phone for kind of reference point for future outfits, the wardrobe playdate is a place for you to play, and it's centered around creativity. So with my no-buy especially, there were times when if I felt bored, if I felt challenged with the wardrobe that I had, the wardrobe playdate was a way for me to think, okay, how can I come up with multiple new versions of outfits I already love? What have I not thought about? If I was going to be inspired by a particular genre of music, a particular decade, a particular color palette, what would I pick out? And giving myself these kind of creative constraints made it so enjoyable because it really got me in touch with my creativity. And this is one of the reasons that I'm so excited. If you are a paid subscriber over my Substack, I'm actually doing community wardrobe playdates over on my Substack. So what that means is every 2 weeks, you get a new theme by me. I create you your very own playlist. I create you a mood board. I give you all the prompts and inspiration so that you can have your very own wardrobe play date, and you're given a creative constraint to work with in your wardrobe. And you'll be surprised how many outfit combinations you can come up with and how many looks you'll be able to find that maybe you'd never thought to put together before, but you will end up loving. And this really has been an incredible experience myself in my wardrobe. And it's felt like self-care. It's been one of those things I do where I just feel back in touch with my creativity. It feels very intimate. It feels like a form of self-care. And I have so much fun doing them. And the other cool thing about being a paid subscriber over my Substack is with these wardrobe play dates, you can share looks you're coming up with, get feedback on them, get support from the community if there's something you want to try but you feel a bit scared, or maybe it is out your comfort zone. We get to do it together. And I'm so excited because I get to do this with you as well. It gets to be something really fun where we can check in on each other throughout the week, see how you're getting on as you're styling your outfits, using the theme that you're given. So a wardrobe playdate, whether you're doing it part of my Substack with us or whether you're doing it on your own, carve out some time where you can just play in your wardrobe, make it fun, have a glass of wine, have a cup of coffee, have a kombucha, do whatever you want to do to make it a kind of sacred space for you to play. So the next point I want to share is make, do, and mend. When it came to my no-buy challenge, of course I got to a point where certain pieces I was wearing and re-wearing, I was like, wait, I need to resole those shoes now. Or certain pieces had been hanging up in my wardrobe that I'd find through doing a wardrobe play date that I was like, wait, I've never worn these trousers because they need hemming. They're too long for me. And being able to, again, whether it was learning how to do something myself, like hemming trousers, or taking it to a tailor for alterations, it meant that straight away a piece that had been effectively what I call like dormant in my wardrobe was suddenly getting way more use out of it. So make, do, and mend, whether it is repairing something, whether it's turning an existing item into something else, that was also another thing that I did that I loved. For example, I had a pair of Abercrombie black jeans that I'd brought, and I liked them, I loved the fit, but I was finding myself being like, damn, I should have brought black shorts. I feel like black jean shorts would have been much better for my year of no buy. So what I did was I turned those jeans that I wasn't wearing as jeans into the long shorts that I wanted. And being able to do that, it instantly transformed a piece that I wasn't wearing, that I probably would have gone and brought if I'd not been doing a no buy, into a piece that I now wear all the time in my wardrobe and is way better, and a piece that I really love. And then my final point that I really think will be a helpful way for you to maximize your wardrobe without buying anything is quite simply to do a no buy. Now, before you kind of go, no, Harry, that's not for me. What if it was just 30 days? Again, how can you experiment with the idea of a no buy yourself, even if it is just 30 days where you have to use what you have existing in your wardrobe? Even if at the end of that 30 days, you just feel like, yeah, the pieces I do have don't work for me, I don't like wearing them, I don't feel good in them, you're gonna get data. And I think this is one of the best things I've found about doing my own no buy, is the fact that I've got so much data that I can't argue with. And there were things that I presumed about my wardrobe that by the end of, like I said, 20 days out now from finishing a year of a no buy, I'm like, okay, I can't argue with the data. There are certain things I thought I would wear loads, I thought I used, but I didn't. Not only has it helped me sell certain pieces that I don't feel need to be in my wardrobe anymore, it's helped me realize what I can do in future to make better shopping decisions and think about what comes back into my wardrobe from a place that's much more helpful and going to make the pieces that I currently have in my wardrobe work harder. So it's going to add more to my wardrobe versus making a new problem or a new dilemma of, okay, well, how would I wear that? What would I wear it with? So like I said, a no buy does not have to be about punishment. It doesn't have to be about making up for past consumption. It can be a way for you to reconnect with your creativity, and it's a great opportunity to maximize the pieces you already own in your wardrobe and make them work that much harder for you. So of course, I have my no buy styling course. I will pop in the links below if you want to learn more about that. But even if you're not doing it via a course, just doing your own no buy, just gives you an opportunity to collect some data and put that pause between yourself and bringing more things into your wardrobe in order to use what you do have. And it's just about ideas. I really think like being able to quiet the noise around you and find new ways to wear what you already have, it will feel so much fun. Like that is the thing that I have loved the most, is how fun this challenge has been and all the other things it's brought me that I couldn't have even anticipated. And even if you're doing a no buy, you might find you shop your partner's closet, you might shop a family member's closet or a closet of a friend. Like there are so many ways you can do things to think outside the box without buying more clothes for your wardrobe. So I hope those tips were helpful. Let me know if there's one that was your favorite or if there's something you've been doing that's been helping you maximize your wardrobe to the fullest. Please subscribe if you enjoy this. I'll link all the links for the No Buy Styling course and my Substack down below, and I'll see you in the next one.